each other, that's a no-no. Keep the shit original, or just not even no show. I'm a big tipper, when I spend it, I'ma flip ya. So girl, drop it really low. Show them how we for the flow. Candy, yam, stick and ball. Feed me and give me more. Haters gon' hate when they see us running state to state. The way that we be tipping, man, up this on some other shit. Down on this dude. What you mean? That's another chick. Coming in, going out on some other shit. Try to rip us off, best believe it, that's a no-go. Never trust nobody, even family, that's a no-no.
I'm a tipper, I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper, yeah, I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper, I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper, yeah, I'm a big tipper. Put up or shut up. Put up or shut up. I'm a tipper, yeah, I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper, I'm a big tipper.
Neck frozen on my neck on, cheat codes to the game though. Big tipping on the regular, then jet became a schedule. I got it straight out of mud, I do not need a judge. My money do not budge, money longer count it up. My roses is looking real cold, I diamond shining with the gold. Maybe I cheated it up, put it right there on the stove. I'm just a thing that you don't know, I'm just a thing that I don't show. I got the game in a chokehold, you try to steal from me, I know. Bank account, big account, I'm about to tip you now. Look, I got a bounce, I do not play around. I'm at the records now, stand up and pipe it down. Regular tipping like wow, I'm paying you, don't need to frown.
I'm a tipper, I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper, yeah, I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper, I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper, yeah, I'm a big tipper. Put up or shut up. Put up or shut up. I'm a tipper, yeah, I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper, I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper, I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper, yeah, I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper, I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper, yeah, I'm a big tipper. Put up or shut up.
Welcome to thepowerofvoices.com, the Comedy Hour Live. It is Anna Marie. And no, we do not have naked women atop elephants juggling dwarfs. They couldn't make it. So I got Sizzle C.
Hey.
Sizzle C. I am so glad to finally connect with you.
Thank you for having me here.
As we say,
appreciate it.
the idea, finally connecting, dog. We getting in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Are you a basketball fan?
I am, but my team is not in right now, so I'm just.
Well, my team got bounced out too. You know that, right?
I'm probably not gonna be in it for a minute. I'm a Laker fan, so
yeah,
we got a whole lot. Well, I don't know because if LeBron comes over, because there's talk.
Oh, really?
Yeah, LeBron is.
He could actually have a working team behind him.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible. he over here having a hissy fit. I'm like, man, nothing's going right for him right now.
You shave that beard.
Yeah, right.
First, you got to start with the hairline. You can't start with the beard.
Yeah, man, I was just admiring your slice. Turn around. Let me take a look at that chisel. That is really cool.
Yeah, shout out to my man Rick. That's my man Rick, Barber Rick over at Luxury Cuts in San Bernardino. He gets it in.
Yeah, I have that. The girl that cuts my hair, batshit crazy, but man, I call her a scissor sorceress. She is amazing with my cut. I've had women chase me in the parking lot, which I thought maybe they thought I was with their husband. The way they're running after me, and they all want to know who cuts my hair.
But your hair is fly though.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, it is.
It's a whole different design.
You got major swag.
When I first came out here, it was and like I said to you, you have a smile that's a little remnant, where people will say you look like Dougie Fresh with that look you got going on, she just said.
I guess, you know what it is? I just got my braces off, so I don't know. And it's like...
That is so weird to hear that when people say that, that they just got their voices off. Is that Lee's phone?
I think that's,
that dog left his phone on. That's
somebody's calling.
Important people looking for him.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. I want you all to know that's my sound guy, the engineer who runs the board who just stepped out. So there you go.
That's an important call. They'll call back.
So you do clean comedy?
Yes, ma'am. I do clean comedy.
Which you decided to get into a format that not many people are doing.
Right. That was the whole thing. That was the gate. I'm like, hey, not only do a lot of people not do it, but the people that are doing it ain't that good. So I was like, hey, I'm about to really go take over the game.
How did that all come about? Because I know you didn't start
No, well, this is the thing. I was raised in church, you know, so having a church background and having, you know, a mom and a dad that's really spiritual and really in the church, it kind of gave me that structure of like, okay, I'm not supposed to be cursing, talking dirty. You know, that's my parents don't want that for me. You know,
Right.
my parents still together now, so like, you know, and they're young. You know, they're young and they still have energy to still tell me what to do.
I like that.
So
Now, son.
yeah, they can still have words. So hold on, let me go on Facebook. I'm trying to get on here because this is going to be good. I feel like this interview is going to already be good.
I have a lot of fun with
What's the last name on here? I don't know why I'm not finding it.
Anna Marie Lentini Polcaro.
Look at that. It's not coming up for some reason. Here,
That's really weird. It's so funny because
maybe you punch it up, it'll come up.
Oh, I know.
Because I don't want people to miss this story.
It's so all I can picture is your mom being like, "Now don't be embarrassing me up on that stage.
Right.
Don't be saying," and your father saying, "Don't be saying stuff that if I'm sitting with your mother, you embarrassing me because I'm sitting with your mother and I got to listen to it."
Right. Well,
Because there's a lot of comedians that have. I couldn't imagine their parents sitting in the audience.
Right, and so that really helped me out because my parents do come to my shows. They do.
Okay.
They come to my shows. A lot of them, actually, they come to a lot of my shows.
How many kids in your family?
Just my sister and I. That's it.
Oh snap!
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, and she just
Boy.
she just got married too.
Did she really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
37 years old.
You
and,
kid you.
And she was still a virgin too.
Was she really?
Yeah, that was her
She's
testimony. She was excited about saying that.
No,
So I
it
like
was
saying that.
nobody
I'm
you
just
were
happy for
dating,
her.
Lee. We know that.
Lee came in like, you see how he walked in like, what I
He's
walk
like,
in on?
wait a minute, I didn't date no virgin, not lately. So
Hilarious.
that's yes. In fact, I find that to be really intriguing because I went to a gig where we had to do and it was really interesting because they had weed, they had alcohol, you had to take your shoes off, and you couldn't use any foul language, and the comedians weren't told beforehand. And I watched each comedian lose energy. They lose. I say like I wear high heels because it's my mojo.
Right.
And I feel like, and I'm from Boston, so F-bombs. And someone actually said to me, your daughter talks to you like that. I'm like, it's fucking Boston. We all just, and it's really kind of funny. It's like when I go home and I hear that, you know, F this, F that, everybody, and you don't realize it because I grew up with that. And then I said to the clean comedians, you know, how do you, so I get it. You don't swear, you don't talk about things that are explicitly raw.
Well, for me, it's like I just found a different way to approach every situation. Like I talk about sex, I talk about everything. It's just in the right context. Like it's just the right way of saying certain things. I'm just a little like I wouldn't get up there and it's so even hard to think dirty now doing comedy like that. You know, because now I can be dirty off stage is something like that, like 'cause stuff come in my mind, so I got to filter it out. But on stage, like when I touch the stage, I cannot be dirty. It's weird. It's like even if I wanted to try and think of
no, it's not. It's actually
It's just not.
It's your calling.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
It's your spiritual calling, and you know I've been, and I don't know. You tell me. There's this really incredible spiritual vibe that's going on that everybody that is being put in the path of my life, and no matter what they believe in, the core of what they believe in is love and wanting to do more. To benefit others, to give to those who can't ask for help.
Yeah.
And to have their life mean something purpose. And for instance, you know about Kate Spade hanging herself.
No, I didn't hear about
Okay. Do you know who Kate Spade
No,
is?
I don't.
Kate Spade is one of your wife does, I guarantee you. Kate Spade, the handbag designer. She was found in a New York apartment. She committed suicide. She left a note. This woman was incredibly like Michael Kors, or you can pick anybody like Gucci.
Like
She's big like that.
Yeah.
And she also went into a clothing line, and she, you know, all of these incredible achievements. 55 years old. And then I like, you know, was like, okay, we all thrive for certain things in our life, but when you worship the things that'll leave your soul empty.
Yeah.
I really do believe that, you know, somebody said, well, what if she had mental illness? And I'm like, okay, there's that, but there's a certain amount of things that the people closest to you, who was really closest to that woman, okay? It's she left a note. I'll really be curious as to what it'll say. And I'm always saying that, you know, people underestimate the power of comedy and comedians.
Right.
My saying is, you know, support your comedians because life just wouldn't be funny without them.
Right. I like that.
And I really do have this thing with comedians, and I got a lot of them laughter. I say you take disaster and turn it into laughter.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Although I'm from Boston, I say laughter. But, you know, you have this thing that you know, you don't have to be dirty. You don't have to be gross.
Right.
Right? And I'm not trying to take away from anybody else's format.
No, it's
but
like I
uniquely
think
yours.
you have to have a. I believe that God put me on this earth for a time and a purpose and a place, because there's a time and place for everything. You know, there's a season for those things. But I think what my purpose and my thing, I don't knock other people. I just feel like what God put me on the earth to do is to allow families to enjoy comedy once again, to bring it back to how it used to be, where you can all sit around the TV and watch the show and everybody can enjoy it.
See, I love that idea.
You know?
I wish they would bring back some, you know, the idea of comedy shows where you could address the real issues.
Yeah.
And not be so like, it's either the channels that the stuff is on, okay, and I want to ask you about this, like BET is basically, and that came about for Black entertainment, okay? Right. And you have like, I've had my eyes open since I've been out here 2 years. And I've had my eyes open as to the prejudices and the racism and the things that I never would have taken on the level that I did until I moved out here and had it really right in my face, because I had friends that commented on your face, hey, you look really white on your Facebook because of all the comedians. Right. You'll always see me standing next to a brother or you know, a queen, and I don't think about it. And I'm like, what does that even mean? And then there's certain things that like I never saw, I just don't. And I don't understand why people have to be so ugly about each other.
Well, we're living in a negative world, and like negative is what sells right now. It's sad to say that, but that's what it is. You even go on your Facebook, if you say something positive, oh, I won $1,000, yada, you get 1 like. You say, oh, I just lost my job, you get 500 likes.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that.
You know, that's what people like to see. They like to see you going through, because I think what it is that when people see you going through, they can relate to that, and it's like it makes them feel good. But when you succeed, then they make them see themselves like, well, what's so good about them? They're able to do that. I should be doing the same thing.
Mirror. That's
when the hatred comes in and the jealousy and all that other stuff.
Well, the comedy thing too, it's like everybody says, so you do stand up. And I said, I came out here, I did a few open mics.
How did you like it?
I'm one of those people, I'm really quick. I loved it. I loved it in the respect that, but what I didn't know, first of all, I now understand the idea of what writing a joke is, what having the timing, how you develop a joke, which I'm like, oh my God, this stuff's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is.
This isn't like what everybody thinks.
It is.
At all. So that's what brought this show to where it was, because I wanted to uncap what it is that people don't realize, that you are one of the hardest working genre in entertainment today. Because singers can go up and they can sing a song that they've sang 20 times. Comedians, you have to be relevant. Every word that you are accountable for. Every time you're on that stage, it's got to be like you've never told that joke before. Yet you've told it 100 times, and you have to tell it with the same passion.
And you have to be funny. Like, you cannot, a singer
you said that
can
you
get
can
up there.
fake anything but funny.
Yeah, that's the only thing you can't do, because a singer can get up there, they can hit a bad note, it's like, oh, and everybody's just like, that's okay, we love you, Patty. Oh, Patty LaBelle, we still love you. And she can just miss the note and or point to the audience and have you sing it, because she can't hit it.
Wait, with the exception of the national anthem. That's the only place.
Right, that's the only one. Right, that's what it is to be an issue. But
what do you mean you forgot the words? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only time it's an issue, but man, I mean, but even then, look at, take Roseanne Barr.
Oh yeah,
when she sung the national anthem,
and they
let her get away with that though.
Yeah, that was well, everybody was like, "Oh, I want to ask you about that." I know everything is like, "It's a flaming fire," then it dies out, and we're on to the next thing. But I had one thing, and I try ever so quietly, because people will jump all over your case like they want to shred you. But I said, and this is, somebody said, well, the idea of racism, black hatred. I said, yeah, but you don't want to censor people. If you're going to be held accountable for it, the public's going to hold you accountable for it.
Right.
It's just the way it is. As a comedian on that stage, you got to know your audience. You got to know what to say. Now think about this, and please don't anybody get mad at me. I'm just asking these questions because there is this thing that happens. She was on her own social media. She was doing Twitter. Her own. It's her. So her followers.
Right.
Now, as comedians everywhere, are debating what she said. It was horrific what she said.
Yeah.
I mean, it expresses to me that no matter how famous and no matter whatever it is that you do, you still have room for stupid because you obviously weren't thinking.
My thinking is this, though, to be honest. I don't think it was so horrendous what she said. It's more along the lines of who said it. Because if I said that, it would have been okay.
Right.
It would have been a joke. It's because of who she is that she said that. You can't be a white woman saying stuff like a black person look like a monkey ape. You can't do that. That's just, you just can't. No, you cannot. There's no joking with it. There's no way to. That's like making a joke about hanging a black person. You can't say stuff like, jokes like that. You just can't do it.
So, because somebody had said to me, you do realize that, now we're getting into the conversation came up because somebody said, don't you think it violates her freedom of speech? And I said, I don't know. I said, I really would like to ask my comedians about that. I have no idea how this plays itself out.
Here's the thing. With freedom of speech, what people don't understand is you're free to say whatever you want. But then you have to also understand that we're free to react the way we want.
Oh, yeah.
And we could say back what we want to say or whatever the backlash is going to come from that. You have to be prepared for that.
Like you're fired.
Yeah. She had to be
gone.
But she doesn't care. You think Roseanne really cared? I talked about this on another show. Roseanne didn't care. She didn't even want to do that show. Even her husband, to tell you, he said that on an interview. She doesn't. It was so much pressure. Yada yada. Roseanne was not expecting those numbers to be the way they were. The pressure came on, and then all of a sudden, expectation.
Wow, that's an awesome.
It's too much. Think about this. She's a comedian. She's been known for her timing. All of a sudden, now she had bad comic timing. Really? That's what the problem is right now. They're saying her timing was off. It was wrong choice. She shouldn't have said that. So that's timing. We're talking about the comedic timing of it's wrong to say that. You should have did it like that. That's what they're talking about.
Are you seeing? I'm like seeing comments. Is that like?
Oh, I'm seeing the Facebook Live we're on over here on my Facebook Live. I ain't even address. Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
Yeah, you should talk to your people.
I need to tell them.
I'm usually the one going, hey, yo, hey, I'm out here.
Is there a number they can call in? I thought they had a number to call
they have a number. They don't.
I need to tell them to give me the number.
Wait a minute. If
Misery Loves Company. Stevana said there's a difference between being funny and being racist.
Right.
Well,
true. I was not.
But no, here's the thing though, Stevana. You got to understand this though. Roseanne has been this type of there's certain types of comics. You have those blue collar, raunchy, racist, pushing the envelope, edgy type comics. That's what she is. The whole thing is they're trying to clean her up and put her on TV and make her something else.
Family Time, Disney Time.
They did the same thing to Red Fox.
I just was gonna say that.
Yeah, and they typecast him, and then he couldn't get no more roles because everybody thought he was only like that's all they thought he was, Fred Sanford. But he's a great actor. They didn't even know that Red Fox was a phenomenal actor.
Yes,
he was amazing. And if you saw him in Harlem Nights, he was great in that movie. That was the one with Eddie Murphy
that's
right. Who was in there? Eddie Murphy. You had Richard Pryor. You had Arsenio Hall.
That's really classic.
Yeah,
classic.
I'm talking about old school comedy where it was real.
Do you know, and the idea of that too, like everybody wants to debate something, and everybody wants to push, but there's certain, like when somebody's the person that said it, by the way, it wasn't white, and said, as a comedian, I want to be able to have, to be, and I said, you'll pay the price if you don't know your audience, because I had Shang on the show, and he asked me if we were censored, and I said no, and he proceeded to call his words for Trump were not clean comedy. Mm-hmm. I don't even think some of they even exist, but in spewing how he felt about that freedom to do that, because basically he knows his audience, and right. he stands behind everything that
he says.
Yeah, and I mean, as far as the heat, I'm just saying. The heat that's up is like what's blaring in your face is a reality we all need to really address. That's why it's such a hot topic. It didn't go away.
It's just another distraction is all I look at it. It's another way for the media to distract us from the major issues that's really going on. We have other real issues. We're still dealing with police issues. We're still dealing with innocent people being killed for no reason. And this is another distraction. Let's take this woman who's retired, done with comedy. She's finished. Let's bring her back and use her voice, because why? You're going to trigger up a lot of old black fans. That's why it's so offensive, because black people supported Roseanne. Because Roseanne, that was our comedy. We didn't have black people on TV during that time doing comedy at that level. So you had like the Cosby Show, I think that was it, but we didn't have like that mini show, I should say, because they still had one or two sprinkles, but we didn't have something at that level where she was at in her comedy that high, always on TV, every day in our face, that family.
You know, I'm really surprised because, you know, what I watched a thing on what was, and of course I'm a lot older, and the 70s when we had, when we had the Jeffersons, and we had All in the Family.
Yeah.
And we had, what was the other one there? Good Times.
Good Times.
And then there was this, what I don't understand is like, is it that Hollywood itself or the powers, the moguls that be, don't realize that that formula that Norman Lear had, and he listened to his people. Mm-hmm. When he had the All in the Family, and he had the spin-off show, Good Times,
Mm-hmm.
he said that a lot of the people working cameras and doing what have you, the black people that were on the that were behind the scenes, said, you know, why can't you depict us as being successful? And
Right.
and that's where the Jeffersons spin-off came from. And and you had this. And he addressed everything. They said the N-word on that show.
Oh, yeah, they wasn't no
They
joke.
called each other out in a way that I miss the reality of like true comedy of like, not that they were able to say that. That's
Right.
not what I'm saying. I miss, but they addressed the issues.
Right, they did.
And you know, George was calling the other guy a honky, and you know, and
Yeah.
it was an interracial marriage.
Right.
I mean, and they didn't even flush a toilet until that show on TV. Do you
Right,
know that?
that's true. Very true.
It was like a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just sitting here and I'm like, comedians, when you're doing clean comedy and you're addressing all those things, do you like your comedy to reflect and show somewhat of it's funny, but it also teaches something?
Yeah, like now we're in the beginning. I used to just because I was kind of young in it, so I try to find my voice. But now my voice is more so that I don't want to just be haha funny on stage. I want to leave with you remembering something. I want to drop some nuggets because I have the microphone. I got an hour on stage. I got you for an hour.
I love that.
So I'm like, if I got you for an hour, I don't want to just make you laugh. I got an opportunity because you're going to need a break anyway. Laughter, you got to take a minute to breathe. And during those moments of breath, fresh air, I'm going to drop some nuggets of knowledge. I'm going to give some wisdom. I'm going to drop something that's going on in today's time. That's why I'm still stuck on this Rosette thing. I'm like, you guys we're getting so focused on her, this TV show, when we should really focus our energy on real issues. That's my point. This is an entertainer who said something crazy. Okay, granted, she shouldn't have said it. But oh well, that's what she does. Leave her over there, cancel her show, and keep it moving. And let's focus on what's important. We're putting too much energy, too much time. Radio station, everybody's taking up the airwave on what Roseanne did. And I'm like, this lady's been doing stuff since she disrespected the Star Spangled Banner. No one said too much. I mean, come on. They're making deals. They're trying to conjure up stuff so that we don't focus on the real thing. Where is the first lady at? Can somebody tell me where she at? Where's she been? Where's she at? How come we ain't see her?
Isn't that mind blowing?
7 weeks.
It's just mind blowing.
I ain't seen. Where you been at, First Lady? Where's she at?
Where's she at? I know. It's just
that's weird.
The class.
7
You have to
weeks.
understand. Like I'm of the age where Jackie Kennedy,
Mm-hmm.
and Jackie Onassis Kennedy, and to me Michelle Obama
Oh, yeah.
was like, but she had swagger, and she had
she did it. She did it.
style. She had style that was incredible on every level, and she held her own. And what was beautiful about that, in the same way, was that you had a man who supported her being independent, and and the way that they lifted each other.
Yeah.
Ah!
Like I told people, I said like this, no matter if you didn't agree with their views or whatever, if you were Republican or whatever, you didn't want to go with the views of the president, but you have to say, and you can't lie and say that the man did not, he held the office like he walked in it right, like professionally. He had class.
Oof.
You know, he did it with class, swag, everything that just made us look good.
Love, humor,
made us laugh.
generosity.
Yes, very generous.
It was all the.
His children were educated.
So what is it that do people realize that as long as we convince ourselves that we are the worst of ourselves, that we're not, that we're. That's where they'll keep us manipulated, separated, and you know, when you feed that energy, like I keep saying that to people, it's like when I run into my friends, I haven't had TV in 3 years.
Oh wow!
I have Netflix maybe when I want to watch it, okay? But I don't really watch the news because not that I don't want to be informed. Okay, I actually will look at a newspaper. That's me, but it gives me the ability to say this. My friends are all freaked out about things they have no control over. Mm-hmm. And I just try and practice being a good human in every aspect of everything that I do. And I love the idea what I love about comedians is, you know, my thing is too, my other saying is, if laughter is the best medicine, let me be your pharmacy. Is you can actually heal people with laughter.
Yeah, laughter is a medicine.
You know, like I wish we could drive you. We'll paint the bus like an ambulance, and we'll be the, you know, we're here to heal you with laughter. And I really do believe that, you know, when you're up on stage, you are giving the greatest gift.
Right.
That, you know, it's such a privilege to be able to make people laugh.
And you really be amazed by the testimonies that people tell you after the shows.
Right.
And like, I had a lady one time, this would really bless me to even want to continue doing clean comedy, because I battled that for a while. Like, it wasn't that I wanted to be so dirty, but it's like at one point in my career, because I didn't know how to make it pop, but now, thank God we do. But I was like, man, it seems like you can't make no money doing it clean. There's no money in this. There's no money in it. This is what I was thinking at first. Everybody was telling me that. There's no money. I didn't find my niche.
Oh, those people.
Oh, they didn't know. Now, thank God I didn't listen to them. I got my teeth fixed because of clean comedy. You better ask somebody. So, what was I saying? I don't know. I was
you were saying that, and you were really struggling with doing clean comedy.
Yeah, and then so when I went and did a show, I had a guy that came up to me after the show. He was like, "Sizzle, man, I think he was in the military, and he had some type of injury. I can't remember exactly what it is. I got to look back on my Facebook, because that was testimony really blessed me. But he couldn't laugh. He had something that happened to him that caused his nerve to not let him like laugh. He tried it, like he couldn't laugh. He couldn't. It was weird. I didn't think that even was something, but that's actually something.
Unique.
Ain't that a trip that you
that
can't laugh? Trip. Like you see some funnies like like you don't laugh. That's crazy, right?
He'd be the guy if he was sitting in front going, yeah, yo, I've been giving my best, and you still ain't
He's
laughing.
like, you're killing me. You're killing me. I'm going with you. Look at me. I'm dying here. And you're thinking you're not doing anything.
Right, nothing.
You're getting mad going on.
Got a physical disability.
He actually laughed out. He said after the first time he laughed, and how long has it been? He said it was like years since he did that? He said it was years since he ever laughed, like outward laugh. I never thought that was something.
I have to ask you, because I'm a female, I would have immediately had to fight back tears when somebody says that. But as a man, it had to have struck you emotionally to have somebody say something of that power. That's powerful.
I think any gender to hit you, because I mean, I'm a man. I'm a real man.
He's a real man.
And that made me water up, because it really blessed me, and it made me refocus everything. Because before, I'm like, you know, as a comedian, it's you and the audience, so you start thinking it's you. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I need to be good. I need to be funny. I need them. So you start making it about you and forgetting that this gift that you have is not for you. It's to give it away.
Thank you. I say that all the time.
And once you realize that, I think you become funnier too. Because when I stopped thinking about being funny and trying so hard to be funny, I tapped into something. And I was like, just be yourself.
Just be
and
yourself.
Use the gift and let the people, they're going to love it.
And it's a gift of storytelling in a way that, you know, like I say, it's like the mirror with the truth and a smirk on its face. Because you're like, no, it's like, yeah, man, it's the truth.
Yeah.
It's the truth.
And that's where my comedy is coming. My comedy is, it has to be true. I used to do a lot of like kind of, I don't know what to call it, like with a step and fetch comedy, I guess you would, like, it was like bloop bloop type childish, but it's like I was trying to get in the game, new to the game, you know? And then when I found my voice and I started noticing and watching other comedians, like, you know, it's not just about the joke. That's not what makes them so good. Like, if you watch Cat Williams or Dave Chappelle, they're not so funny because of the jokes. They're funny because they drop those nuggets in there. And they drop that knowledge about what's going on in the White House and what's going on in this and that. And a lot of people, they don't look at the news. So your newspaper is your comedian, your best comedian. They're the ones telling you what's going on in the world. Well,
when Richard Pryor, you know, talked about how he was raised, when you had people talking about social differences, George Carlin was phenomenal at it, going way back. And you know, the comedians that I grew up with on TV, you know, see, this is the thing where, you know, maybe I'm just a little, like I said, somebody said, you can't say that. I'm from Boston, I say retarded. I'm just a little retarded, not just a little slow with the fact that...
I was mad when they took that word, you know that?
Really? Retarded?
Yeah, I'm mad they took the word away because they said it's not politically correct.
It's not politically correct,
And
yes.
I used to say retarded because that's when I was little, we had that. Like, there were kids that were actually in my class that were retarded. The teacher even said it. He's like, oh, he's retarded, don't do that. He's retarded. But now you can't say
No.
You can't say retarded. And I think that's so retarded that you can't say retarded.
Listen, we were talking about this. I said, there's so many things that have changed. I am single for the first time in 32 years. Okay.
Oh, wow.
That being said, yes, it's no while. But I'm out here going, they do what? You want what? Smashing. No, I'm good. Smashing? Oh, we can hit it. No, I'm good. Let's tap. I said, the words people are using nowadays
to describe
getting jiggy with it is just like not inviting at all. I mean, it sounds like it's just not at all. I mean, I don't understand. Like, I feel like Rumpelstiltskin because you gotta go on Tinder, you gotta go on Match, you gotta do this. And my friends, I actually wrote a piece about this. Meeting people. Someone said to me, you went out to LA, you only knew one person. How do you meet people? I'm like, I meet people. I go to Starbucks. If you're sitting across from me, I'm going to talk to you.
Yeah.
If you're in an elevator with me, we're exchanging numbers, Instagrams, especially if you got at least 5 floors between me and where you're going to get off.
Right.
Okay? Because to me, the energy, for me, the highest energy of other people. By the grace of God, I've been given a gift that I just really do love people and talking.
But LA is like that though. It's weird out here like that. Like when I travel, I'm amazed. Like I really be shocked about when you're in California, and this is for everybody that don't travel. If you go outside of there, you're amazed. Like I thought all white people were the same because I just only knew white people from Southern California, white people. And then I started traveling, and it's weird because I had this thing up on me, and I found some white folks that was like cooler than black folks that. I'm like, dang, what's going on here? They're like, where you from? They had a stronger accent than I did.
Right?
I'm like, how you got more Southern soul than I do? From Louisiana or from, wherever. And I'm just amazed by you have to get out of your comfort zone and start meeting different people and seeing different things. It's amazing how they treat you. Like people are different. Then you come out here, you're almost weird because you're saying hello to people. It's weird to go up to people. That's weird.
Just smiling at people. Like I literally, people will lock eyes with you.
Yeah.
And I just smile because
everybody takes everything and they change it around. So now to say hello to somebody means you want their phone number and go to bed with them. So it's like you can't even say hi because it's like, oh, I got somebody. I'm with someone now.
Dude, put your junk away. I just said hello.
Yeah,
just
that's
relax.
Like relax. Like he's like, how you doing? Like I'm with somebody. Like okay, I see. Thank you. I don't talk to girl without edges anyway. All your fronts is gone. It wasn't gonna be something anyway.
Well, someone said to me, they're like, well, I said, what is it with everybody that they instantly say, just because I say hello, everybody misreads it. And they said, well, out in LA, usually, and they're telling me that everybody's trying to get somewhere. Everybody's looking. When people ask you, what do you do for work, they're actually saying, what can you do for me?
That's what it is.
Who do you know? Where have you been?
Exactly.
And I'm like, I'm just fascinated. When I ask you what you do for work, it's because everybody here, to me, is such fascinating jobs. I've met some, like, really, people pay you for that? You're a energy what?
Right.
And it's just like, there's so many things out here. They say if you have a dream and you can't, this is a place where dreams are made and come true. Right. But there's also this thing with people. There's this wall. And they said, well, that's because everybody's on the take. There's a lot of people that want to use and abuse to get to the next level.
That's what is. They've made it into that game out here. It's a game. And the sad thing, like I tell people, especially comedy is the worst because there's only one mic. Like in acting, you can have 5 people on the stage together. There's only one mic unless you have a dual act. That gets boring after a while unless you're really good like Lucille Ball and her husband back in the day. You ain't had that type of act since the Mooney Twins, they came out and started being kind of funny. That was Paul Mooney's sons, I think.
Well, George Burns and Gracie.
Oh, yeah, you got to go back. See, that's what I'm saying.
Right?
We don't have nothing.
What?
Who's new that like tag teaming together? They don't even do it like that no more because it got so selfish now. The world is like one. You don't even have music groups no more. Everybody's singers. Singing groups, one single. They don't want that no more. It's weird. I remember when social media started, that's what I was telling my wife too. It's crazy how when social media started, it was all about liking on everybody's posts, right? Liking everybody's pictures. So that you see my picture, you see me over here, and this person saw me, so now everybody likes, and they say, oh, okay, I'm gonna go see, who is this guy I keep seeing liking your picture? Let me go check him out. Well, now the game has changed to if you like somebody's picture more than 2 times, they think you having a picture relationship. They think you know what I'm saying? It's like, ooh, you liking my picture, ooh. And then you gotta be careful what kind of picture you like. Like you gotta, like that's the crazy thing. I'm watching the picture, right? I'm looking at it because I think it was Wobble Girl or whatever it was, and they showed something. The lady was taking. I'm like, oh, yes, Bond. I just click like and keep it pushing, not paying attention that she's in a bathing suit. So now it's like, oh, you liking her bathing suit? I'm liking the burger, but I didn't pay attention to the situation. So I'm like, you got to be careful now.
And everybody getting all up in your girl about it.
Man, people done broke up and divorced over stuff like that on social media is one of the leading causes.
If you could see my DM. And that's the new thing now. Is I'm like, who is this person? Why are they trying to be friends with me? Who is this guy? Oh, he's creepy looking. What country is he from? It's become like it's become like a free ground. You know, I call people nowadays have a 60-second, what I call it, the Instagram 60-second attention span. Mm-hmm. And it's almost like when you're talking to people.
Yeah.
Now, to have someone, the gentleman that came and he said, you know, anybody sitting here, it was at Starbucks, and he sat down, and of course, he does not know what's going to hit him. He doesn't know the likes of me, because I look one way and I'm sitting there. So I actually, and he's like trying to ask me questions. Where you from? I hear an accent. He's Israeli. He's da-da-da-da. He goes to the gym. He's all about. And then I said to him, is this how you pick up women? He said, excuse me? I said, you know, you go to a table, you sit down. I said, you kind of, you know, hey, blah, 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 you ask them questions. Is that how you meet and pick up women? He says, and he doesn't, he's totally caught off balance.
Don't know what to do.
So I said, oh, yeah. I go, well, how do you meet women? He goes, I belong to a very private gym. So I go, oh, you mean like an all-you-can-eat buffet? I go, aren't you full yet?
That's hilarious.
But to me, it's gotten to that point where please don't even think I'm that stupid. There's 20 seats and you want to sit next to me. What's your game?
Yeah.
I know I look good. I mean, I'm having my coffee.
Right.
I'm actually trying to psych myself up for a day that never happened.
Well, you got to also keep in mind, too, now we're in a world where a lot of women, they're so vulnerable right now. Even though it's always been, but like right now, because of the way the media and TV is doing, the people, they keep on flooding, you have to be this way, you have to look like this, you need to be in shape, you got this. So now it's messing up women to where they're letting things go down, and men are starting to feel like, I don't even gotta, it's like this now. Men don't even have to beat around the bush anymore, because women don't, they lowering their own standards now. Not saying all women, but
not all women,
a lot of women are doing that.
If you go through Instagram, okay, and you know, with the twerking, and I'm like, you girls never even show your face, and the way you present, young girls, and the way you're presenting, I loved it. There was a comedian, though, it was hilarious. I'm trying to think of what comedian one that was. He was like, you know, and behind her bed's a mess, her room's not made. Girl,
I talk about that too.
You know how to clean, you know how to cook.
Because I'm like, men looking at more than just your booty. We looking at the dirty socks you got on. I'm like, why your socks so dirty? Like you just did an oil change barefooted.
Let me ask you, what was the most embarrassing moment that you've had on stage, or a moment where it was just like, oh, and if that ever did happen to you, like an embarrassing moment, but even if you were a kid, overcoming an embarrassing moment and acing it, or did you not?
Okay, I can tell you something that happened to me 2 times. The same exact thing. I was sick. I had just gotten an accident, and they gave me some medicine, right? And with the medicine, you're supposed to eat. You know, you're supposed to eat or whatever. But I'm like, oh, I'm a soldier. I'm take these pills, go do my show. I ain't worried. You know, soldier man up and do what I do. You know, and I'm thinking it's all good. I take the medicine. I get up to the show. Everything's good. I get about maybe 10 minutes into my set, and all of a sudden, I gotta throw up, right in front of all these people, and I'm in the middle of my set. So the first time how I got away with it, I will never forget. It was a church I was doing for New Year's, a big show. New Destiny. What was the name of the church? Destiny Christian Center. Was it Destiny Christian Center? I think. Yeah. Shout out to Destiny Christian Center out in Victorville. Yeah, and I was on stage, and I was rocking out, doing my thing, and all of a sudden it just came out of nowhere. It just hit me, and I was like, so I had my towel on the side, and I had to play the joke, and I was doing something I can't remember, but it was so nasty even saying it, but I had to like throw up and swallow it. Like, cause right. You know, this is like, I'm giving y'all the comedy stuff that happens behind the scenes y'all don't know, so don't be like, "Ew, Sizzle, you nasty." Whatever. It would have been worse if I threw up all over the place. So that's being a professional. When you're a pro, you can hold it down. So I gotta make that disclaimer. But I swallowed it and I kept the show going. And I was freaking out because I was like, oh my God, if I throw up in front of all these people, then I thought I had it in control. Okay, I'm never gonna do that again. Then we do a show, maybe a few months later, fly out to Miami. And I'm on stage, and again, because I was still dealing with my sickness, so I'm taking my pill. I'm like, oh, this time, no. My wife said, are you sure you ate? Yeah, I'm good. I ate. I just have to drink milk. That's all I need. It's just milk. Like, I'm giving my own, like I'm a doctor. If I just drink milk, I'm good. That's all I need is some milk. If I just do milk, and it got to be vitamin D, because that's what happened. I had 1% instead of vitamin D. All this I'm making up. No doctor never said this. Said eat, and I just want to make up my own situation. I get out there, same thing. I'm rocking on stage. I'm sweating. And this one came so close because like it was like right there, but I was at the end of my joke, and I know this was God that had me do this type of joke, because the joke that I had to tell. I was talking about like people in church, how they run around in the church. So that helped me to be able to run off stage so I could throw up on the side of the stage and then come back. Then no one knew.
That's
the craziest
ultimate,
thing.
man. I don't know why, but I'm glad I asked you that.
I never told that story. That's the first time I told that story.
Well, people have confessed a lot of things on these shows.
Right.
You have no idea. The beautiful model that had to scoop her poop out of the toilet because she was so just embarrassed to have any kind of. She waited till the boyfriend left and nobody was in the house and the toilet was broken. And much to her dismay, she had to go through all of this And I'm like, so you had to scoop your poop.
Oh, no.
Yeah? It's like, man, these are all things that we all go through.
Right,
if you're a parent, like things, I remember somebody was talking to me. I'm a mom. I got kids. And the guy was at a thing hanging out of his nose. I almost reached out to, hey, let me get that for you.
But why?
You have no...
that's what I want to ask. Why is that wrong to tell people, like, you have something hanging out your nose?
Oh, I'll tell you.
Why is that
listen,
wrong?
I was in sales. And that was like, it was so cool. Like, there were these 4 women sitting at a table, and I was a top writer, and I looked the way I do, and all this, and these women were just not happy women, and they were all sitting there, and they're looking at me, and the girl goes, oh, look at her, she's in the mirror, every time she's in the mirror, she's always, and I turned around, and I said, you know what? Your lipstick was from 3:45. Well, it's 5:45. It's old. And your mascara's half on, half off. You got stuff in your teeth. I don't even know, lunch, breakfast, or whatever. And I flipped it on and I said, and it's really a shame because you're all a bunch of beautiful women. I would think you would take a little bit better care of yourself. Your customer doesn't know how good you looked this morning.
Right.
Right? But the thing with my guys, I'd say to them, hey, you got to let me know. I got a snot, a booger, a cliffhanger, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Don't make me grieve because, think about it. It's so distracting.
It is. I can't, if somebody has something in their nose, it make me go with it. Like, if you're talking and I see it moving, I'm going to start doing this.
Right?
I can't help it. I'm going to just start shaking my head. And I'm going to go with it. That's what I got to tell you. And the worst ones, though, I don't like the peekaboo ones. That's when it comes and it goes. And they be breathing. Yeah. And I'm like, get that.
Please don't snort out of your nose because this could get.
Because it's loosening up. It's going to shoot out.
Have you ever had somebody talking to you with food and it's flown out of their mouth onto your face?
Yeah, I feel like I died right there.
Right?
I got the cooties. That's it.
That's it?
You ain't got no, what's the medicine for this?
Okay.
What is the medicine for this?
We've had, I said to my sister, I go, you know what? I worked in Florida. I lived in Port Charlotte, Florida, largest retirement community in the country. And I had a father and son come in. And the son says to me, where's the bathroom? And the old man's kind of scooting right next to him. I said, well, it's down the back. And the father goes in that direction. He's slow, he's scooting, he's walking. And the son says, man, I hope he makes it. And I go, what do you mean you hope he makes it? What do you mean you hope? Right. So we start talking. The father's been gone for a little bit of a time. And I said, what are you guys in here looking for? He said, mattresses. He says, and I ain't spending no more. He can get, I don't want more than $300, which is, I wouldn't put my dog on it. By the way, people, you spend $300 on a mattress, you're stupid.
Expect some itching. You're going to itch.
You have no, well, it's just that they're crap. Okay, so that being said, speaking of crap, out comes Dad. Dad walks by me, and he's got a skitter in the back of his khakis that goes from the top of his pants all the way down. So the guy, obviously, right, everything let loose before he even got his drawers off. Or he didn't finish and pulled him up. One or the other. I said to the guy, obviously he's going to leave and take his father with him because he's walked by the guy, and obviously the father can see that he's done shit himself. Right. So the guy goes, "We're going to show us those mattresses now?" And I'm like, yeah, not a problem. And you have to lay on the mattresses, right? Oh, no. So my girlfriend goes, what did you do? I go, well, let me tell you. I hate people so much that ask for $200 mattresses that if they're stupid enough to come in and try the $200 mattresses, I'm like, go for it. Yep, roll around after the old man left. She goes, well, what if they're nice people? I tell them, don't try that mattress. It's shitty.
That's hilarious.
You see this thing where your mind goes, okay, so the cycle of life is we start out that way.
Right.
Okay, and you don't care. Right. Little kids don't care. Yeah. They'll tell you they did the poopy, or they'll let other people know Mommy did the poopy.
That's why I always said I can't wait to get older, because the older you get, the less you care.
The less you care.
Because it's like history always repeats itself.
It does.
So now you go back to when you started off as a baby, you had a walker. Now you're turning, and you get older, you get a walker.
And diapers.
You get diapers. Right? You lose your hair, you're bald. When you're a baby, you're bald.
That's it.
You suck on bottles of soft food. Now you got to eat soft food when you're older.
But you don't look as good doing it.
Right. Well, I hope I do, because I'm trying to keep mine in.
Come on now.
I said I want to be looking good like when I get old. I can't wait to get older, because the older you get, and I think that's also helping my comedy too, because like I'm clean.
Wait. How old are you?
I'm 38.
You kid, you.
Yeah, I'm 38 now.
Whoa, I would love to have been 33, 38 again.
Well, how old are you?
I'm older than a lot.
How old are you? This in Boston, you can't ask women their age in Boston?
No. You
So
know
how
what?
old are you
Wait. This is the
We got to
honest
do
to
the
God
disclaimer.
truth.
Hold on, we got to do disclaimer.
This is what's really, really kind of cool.
What?
I came out here and everyone said, don't talk about your age. It's L.A. L.A. is a land of youth and money. And I'm like, okay, no, I'm not. But nobody, it got to a point where the comedians on my show, one of them goes, okay, how old are you? And I said, why? Somewhere between 40 and 60, right? And I went, right. I'll be 60 in August.
Oh wow, you look great. See, this is why I say reason why I asked that because I heard a lot of people, and I'm a clean comedian, but I'm not politically correct. That's weird too. So like I'm clean.
Oh, that's a good mix though.
Yeah, I don't go with all the rules. Just because I'm clean, I break all rules, but I just do it the clean way. Like I believe in asking a woman her age because people say you don't. But my thing is a woman that don't say their age is a woman that's insecure and feeling some kind of way. I always say, and I'm like, if you look good, you're happy to say your age because that's the factor. If you tell me, oh, I'm 60, I'm like, shut up. Like 60.
What was funny was this young comedian, which by the way, that was the other thing. The only guys asking me out were young black men in there. I had Scruncher on the show. This was hilarious. I go, they're young black men in their 30s. And he goes, that's because they need what you have. And I go, what's that? He goes, credits.
Yeah.
Credit score.
Credit score. There it
Good
is.
credit score.
That's all you do.
And I was like, seriously, you did not just say that.
That's
But
what it
anyways,
is.
that aside. So this comedian says to me, this young man, he says, how old are you? So and I'm like, oh, I'm so tired of being asked that. I said, you know how old I am? So basically, because he kept trying to hit it, you know, with me, I'm like, look, dude, I'm just not, I'm flattered.
Right.
I said, all right, I'm going to be 60. And I figured, you know, old woman syndrome, da-da-da-da. And his response was,
Hey.
oh, man, you should really make it a point. You've only got so much time left to get
Really?
really good. And I said, really?
Wow.
Because, like, seriously? Because, like, yeah, I better run right out there because that's what every woman is like
Nah.
living for.
A lot of brothers be that's their own insecurity too. But
I thought that was the funniest thing that any man of any age has ever said to me.
he probably didn't know how to respond after that. Trying
I
so hard.
I just looked at him and I was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. My dick card's full. I'm
Like,
fine.
I'm full on that.
Yeah, but it's really hard as a woman.
Well, they think older women, that's what they're thinking, because that's what the media points, they portray that. So you're thinking that, because now they're saying cougars and all this stuff. So you're thinking that,
Yeah, right.
the older women want a younger man, all they want to do is jump into bed. How Stella got her groove back.
The
It started
president-
back then.
Oh, I love that. But that's my hero, Angela Bassett. And the French president is 39. His wife is 64. And that was one that Trump made the comment.
Wait, what happened?
Yeah,
I missed that one.
he's 39. She's 64.
Dang.
And I'm like, so
How she
what?
look? I need to pull that up.
She's
beautiful?
she's an attractive woman.
Does she
but,
look
you know,
like she's old, though?
She looks like she's older than him, but it's not something that
You said 60 what?
she's 64.
64.
Yeah. So I'm like looking at this and I'm like going, if she was a man, if it was reversed, nobody cares. Why is it women?
Well, since you said that, watch this. This is gonna go to a whole nother switch. Okay, you go to the president, right? I mean the prince that
Right.
married the black girl.
Yes.
Right? Now that bothered me so much because this is the reason. It frustrated me.
Does she? Yeah.
Yeah, that is that one. Yeah. The thing that bothered me with that whole situation was everybody was all applauding and stuff. Oh yeah, we finally got a black woman into the castle and yada yada yada, this and that. And I said, isn't that strange how this white man married a black woman and it was nothing? It was a clapping. But black men marry a white woman, you in trouble. All the sisters
Really?
mad at you. Black women can't stand oh my God. If you're black,
So
a black
not in the
man,
loop.
if a black man, that's why they always get mad at the celebrities and the athletes. They say every time y'all get married, y'all always
the
go marry
trophy,
a
the
white.
blo-
Yeah, you
a
get the white
skinny-ass
girl.
white
That's what they always
blonde.
say. Yeah. So
They're always blonde, by the way. I'm just saying, being the brunette Sicilian that I am. What's up with that?
But the thing that tripped me out is how is that okay? Like they make a big deal. Like not. It doesn't matter either way, but my thing is, why are y'all putting so much emphasis on, oh, we got a black woman, she married, and that's gonna be the thing, like, this is what it is, and now there's a black woman in there, and but if it's the other way around, and this white man or this black man marries a white woman, then y'all say they'll say wasn't another sister around there? You couldn't find a sister that could do that.
Oh, yeah.
You couldn't find a sister to help a sister.
There was a quote on there was a quote on Instagram when somebody was talking about someone. I wish I could remember the details because what she said just went right through to my soul. I was like, oh my God, I'm a white woman. I'm hurt because I don't think this way. I'm sorry, I don't.
Right.
But anyway, she said that if he's so for his people, why does he keep dating white women?
Who? Wait, say that again?
It was somebody.
Another person. If he was
saying that if he's so much about his own people, why does he keep dating white women? And a black woman made the comment, and I went online, and I never comment because you're inviting like the shitstorm, and I said, I'm a white woman and I date a black man, and I really find that it hurts my. I didn't say I'm mad. I said you hurt my feelings because I'm a person.
Yeah,
aren't I a person?
Yeah.
And I have this issue with I used to listen. I'm a weirdo. I used to say I see souls. I don't see people. I see your soul.
Okay.
So, it's like I find there's so much joy. And, when I've had friends that say stuff to me, I'm very, very adamant about saying, yeah, what kind of music? And by the way, it's Black Music. June is Black Music Month.
Yeah.
Which kills me because I'm like, what is it with the month? Do you know how much music there is? Have you ever seen the thread of music and where it came from and how it fed into everything? I'm like, good luck finding good music, by the way, Pep Boone, whatever. I said, good luck watching a sports game.
Right.
Good luck. I mean,
anything. We're
just
dominated everything.
Let's just talk about Barry White's voice. Good love. We gonna make love to James Blunt.
Yeah.
You're beautiful. I mean,
and I do comedy, so they could have used my voice, but
you'll comedy never find. Right there.
That's that voice.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? Yes.
I love that, but I keep saying I was born in the wrong time because
you and I both.
I look very, very much forward to the day of like the other thing that really. There's a friend of mine who went to Ghana, and there's a picture of him, and he's standing in front of where the slaves were shipped in and out of, and there in the center is one of the first Catholic churches. And I said, how could these people be brought into a religion of the people that were going to terrorize them throughout? And where did Blue-Eyed Jesus come from? Do you know how did we?
Man, I don't even know if we got enough time on this show to go into that one. That's like we're gonna be here all day on that one.
And my friends are like, "You do know you're white," and I'm like, "I'm a person."
Yeah.
I'm talking about crimes against other people. You could take it. It can feed into everything.
Right.
But through all of that, like. They say about comedy, what makes comedy so great and so funny is when people tell their truths.
That's the only way it works, and that's why I've said if you're going to be on stage, the best comedians are those who are vulnerable and they're honest and they're going to open up about themselves and they don't care. They're just going to be open, and that's what you're able to live your life in a sense through this other comedian because it's like that's why you find certain comedians that become your voice. Like so and so said or that. Like, you can go back to The Job and quote Cat Williams, and say, well, he said, and that's why it is, because Trump be da-da-da-da, or whatever. And that's like you're following that voice. So comedians, we are becoming more than just a comedy. Like, we're not just a stand-up comedian. You have, the good ones are not. If you're really a good comedian,
you're teaching.
You're on another level. Like, I get people all the time after my shows, is that all you do? You do more than just comedy. Are you a preacher or are you this and that or whatever?
I love that. I love that. That's using your gift the way it was meant to be used. My phone died too. That the idea of being like what you said, to be able to teach what you do and be able to say what you do and make people laugh so hard because you use the same muscles for crying as you do laughing.
Right.
And it expels so much bad toxins out of your body that I remember that my closest friend in the world, she passed away at 52 years old of cancer. And I went over to the house, and this is actually like I can honestly tell you this was funny, even though it's very sad that you lost my. But I went in and she said the doctor said to expect a miracle, and I walk in and she's watching Lifetime. Now it could be me, but I was like, wait a minute, you ain't gonna get no miracle in your body watching Lifetime. I go, that is the worst. I go, what do you what's next? Funny. The crime shows? Who did what? Killed his wife and where did he bury her? I go, that is not what they're, I
That's
said.
Hilarious.
And then somebody said, they were talking about Kate Spade today, and I said, well, it's a shame she didn't go to a comedy show.
Right.
Because I really do believe that, and which is what started my thing about, like, people don't really understand how complex comedians are. People don't really understand the way you guys are all wired. They don't understand the complexities as far as, like, you guys are teachers, storytellers, healers, okay?
And then the thing is, for us as comedians, we never get to turn it off either. That's the sad part. Like, everybody always expect you to be funny all the time. Like, you never have a normal voice. So it gets weird. And then if you get on stage, like we talked about it earlier, you can't have a bad show. You cannot have that one time you tell, this is what's so hard about being a comedian. Singers can have one bad night, it's okay. But a comedian, if you get up and you have one bad night, you bomb that one night and they saw you, that person saw you, they'll say you're not funny forever. You're like, wait, I've been funny for 11 years. And I had one show, and then you're going to judge me off of my 11 years?
Don't make me break my clean show and say something.
You're going to really lose it, you know?
Yeah.
So,
well, I'm really glad, you know, like, it's amazing how fast an hour goes by.
It's already that time.
And like, yeah. And this was what'd you think?
I loved it. I mean, I enjoyed myself. I can't wait to come back. I definitely want to come back.
I always say that. They always say, oh, I want to come back and do the show. And the other side of that is I'd like to come out and see one of your shows, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan, and I'm always about, like, please don't make me come out to a show by myself. I always say to the comedians, you know, if there's a way that, you know, I can find somebody else to go to a show with, that would be great. Of course, I still like the idea of having a caravan to drive people to comedy shows. Yeah.
Do it. I'll give you tickets and all that.
Like bar nights. You know how they bar hop? Let's go.
They don't do that out here that much. Like, that's Chicago. Like, all that stuff over there. Boston, Chicago,
Don't make me move.
New
Don't
York.
make me move with us, no.
That's how it is. They ain't out here like that.
So where are you going to be performing?
The next one, I'll be at the Ontario Improv on June 20. What's the date on that? June 26th, I'll be at the Ontario Improv. And then on this Saturday, I'm doing a Father's Day show in Rancho Cucamonga. All men on the show is going to be all fathers. They're all performers. So all the comedians are fathers. And
that's wicked cool.
Yeah, we're trying to do something different.
I just like saying Cucamonga.
Rancho Cucamonga?
Yeah, Rancho Cucamonga.
So we're doing that on this Saturday. But they can check me out, Sizzle C Comedy. I'm on Facebook, all that good stuff. Comedian Sizzle C, Cizzlec. Don't go with an S. I don't know what you're going to get, but go with Sizzle.
You're going to get steak.
Right. Sizzle C. And then you can check me out on Spotify. My CDs are on Spotify and Amazon, iTunes, all that good stuff.
He's a professional, folks.
Yeah.
I don't mess around.
Slackers.
I don't mess around. I love that.
Yeah, you can check me out on Slackers, Pandora, all that good stuff.
We'll give you a shout out. And you guys, Lee's going to take me out next week. The 19th. Oh, I got somebody on who's a content creator for comedy.
Oh, awesome.
So I will see you guys. See you out there. Yeah, that.
Weed on it, thing poppin'. I'm a tipper, I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper, yeah, I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper, I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper, yeah, I'm a big tipper. Put up or shut up. Put up or shut up. I'm a tipper, yeah, I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper, I'm a big tipper. Tipper bags, I got tipper bags, yeah. If your service good, get a stag, yo. 50 grand, make your job disappear. I look the part, yeah, I look Davenir. Get my order right or I'ma bust a Yui. I don't like raw fish in my sushi.